Got day 2 of the Oregon Coast Trail. I'm heading south out of the town of Seaside. I'm going to use the promenade instead of the beach. Doesn't really make sense just go on the beach just across town right now. Headed towards Ecola State Park, and today is Goonies Day because Ecola State Park was used to film the movie Goonies, and also the town I'm stopping in today, Cannon Beach, was also used in that movie. So today is Goonies Day. I'm actually getting a little bit of sun this morning despite the clouds, and that's where I'm headed. So I'm actually going to do some real hiking today, like up and down hiking. I'd also point out that this is the end of the trail marker. That's supposed to be Explorers Lewis and Clark. That's a symbolic end of the trail. I'm sure the end of the trail was actually north of here, closer to the Columbia River itself. The fort was also north of here, more on the river than on the beach. So another Lewis and Clark marker on this site. This lot in between the two houses is potentially one of the original salt works for the fort, and there's actually a little bit more historical evidence for that occurring here. So they'd get ocean water, boil salt out of it, and then take the salt back north to the fort. Okay, it looks like the promenade ends at this hotel called the Tides, so we'll be doing a little bit of beach walking to get to the forested area. Got a nice low tide again this morning. Tides are going to start to come into play tomorrow when I need to round a couple points at low tide. But maybe a quarter mile to the end of this beach, and then I'm going to start heading up into those trees. And here we go, entering the Elmer Feldenheimer, that's a great name, Forest Reserve, underneath this adorable arch for Tillamook Head. And this is so nice already. Look at how green it is. Because a lot of the west right now is very dry and choked with wildfire smoke. This is green, lush, and nice fresh air too. Very jungle-like, a little overgrown. Beautiful and green above, muddy below. It's definitely some of this trail that's really, they're squishy. Oh wow, look at this. Oh, I just dropped my pole. Ugh! Look at this. There's actually a sticker that says Oregon Coast Trail. That's fantastic. I was a little disappointed because look at that. It's steep and muddy, and this is so inviting. But the notes say that there is a old landslide this way, so I'd much rather go up this and bypass the landslide than have to do that. I'm gonna put this away because it's gonna be really slick. Came upon a coastal view. You can see the edge there. It's still a very foggy day. The wind actually feels really good because the forest is pretty humid. The trail heads straight this way towards Indian Beach, but there's a nice pit toilet. Also the hiker camp and a viewpoint. This hiker camp is free, and I'm really hard pressed to pass up a free campsite since there aren't a lot of them, opportunities for that on the trail, but it didn't quite work out with the tides or distances for me in particular, but I'm gonna go check it out. Interesting. So we got picnic tables, and then we have multiple shelters. This is a very rainy area. It's the Pacific Northwest. Cool. Okay, back on the trail heading towards Indian Beach. This section has so many more day hikers than that north part of the headland. This is the south part. It's also much drier. I was slogging through mud all throughout that northern section, and the bottom of my pants are coated in it. Everyone coming up from the south side seems pretty clean. Wow, look at that. A window just opened up next to the trail to see this incredible steep headland right there. And then in the distance is that Tillamook lighthouse. It's called Terrible Tilly because the conditions there were so awful. The seas were pretty bad. But I believe it's decommissioned now, so so now it's just something to see. Oh my gosh, I just got to the Indian Beach Days area and I found this sign. Apparently Point Break was filmed here too. I knew about Goonies. Kindergarten Cop as well. Huh, look at that. I've seen Kindergarten Cop a very long time ago. I don't think I've ever seen Point Break. I've definitely seen Goonies quite a few times. So, I'm at the Point Break location right now, heading towards the Goonies / Kindergarten Cop spot. And then this is Indian Beach. So there's actually surfers out there where Point Break was filmed. Finally here. Alright, so this is the area where Goonies was filmed. When the kids are climbing up towards the Fratelli's hideout, you can actually see Haystack Rock from Cannon Beach in the background. But the Fratelli's hideout was basically a set down there where the that shelter is. It was just a temporary thing. They took it down when they stopped filming. But what's really funny is when you watch that scene, there's all these piles of wood that the kids are hiding behind. They're kind of evenly spaced and picnic table sized. So movie aside, this is actually a great view. That's Cannon Beach down there. That's where I'm going to end the day. That's just a beautiful view from here. So, leaving the site of the Fratelli's restaurant, unfortunately there is nothing there, either restaurant or pirate cave, and I'm gonna start making my way down to Cannon Beach. This is Ecola State Park in Oregon. This trail is such a mix of beach walking and road walking with some trails. I love actually seeing signs for Oregon Coast Trail. Feel very tickled. Heading back out onto the beach and likely for the rest of the day. There is an outlet that I need to cross, and if I can't cross it, there is a road walk, but based on the comments on Far Out, looks like it could potentially be crossable. So that's looking in the direction of Ecola State Park, and oh, I just went below it. You can see Haystack Rock of Cannon Beach. Technically this is the north end of Cannon Beach itself too, as well. Okay, this line right here is the outlet I need to cross. At least on this side of the outlet, that looks entirely crossable. I'll have to see when I get a couple feet up just how deep that little channel is. I have a feeling I'm gonna cross it. A little bit of a current, if I can get my legs, but it is crossable. I'm like partway across. Anyway, drawing curious looks from the people on shore. So keeping with the Goonies theme, opening scene of Goonies is a car chase, and the car chase goes through a car race on the beach. That is this beach. You can see Haystack Rock, that big rock to the right there. It's pretty prominently featured there. So I'm gonna get pretty close to the end of this beach, and then I'm actually staying on the south side of Cannon Beach, so that will be my last Goonies fact for the day. That's actually looking north. As you can see, I'm much further past Haystack Rock right now, and I am getting to the end of my beach walk. Beautiful beach walk for today. I have a hotel at the south end here of Cannon Beach, and it's up those stairs there, so I'm gonna head off the beach and head to my hotel. And for an extra bonus, there's elk in town. Elk. Hide your garden vegetables. The whole herd is here. Definitely keeping my distance from these guys. And there were actually elk that were surrounding the hotel. I had to weave my way through the buildings just to get into the room, leaving enough space for the elk. So that ends day 2. This is the end of Goonies Day. I don't think there's any more Goonies filming sites along the Oregon Coast Trail. And tomorrow I've got to get up early because I have 3 points that need to be rounded at low tide. And I should be doing maybe about 20 miles down to one of the state park hiker-biker sites. I think it's called Nehalem Bay or something. I will look that up before tomorrow. But that is the end of today.